Hi, everybody. Welcome to the February episode of Plant Powered Conversations that Sprout Ethical Change. My name is Johanna, and I'm here with my friend Brieanah.
Hey guys.
Yay. I think we mentioned at the end of last episode that this month and this time we're going to continue talking about landing pages, but this time for businesses. So last month we covered non-profits. So if you haven't seen that yet, or the topic sounds interesting to you, definitely go ahead and check that one out first. But yeah, the kind of bigger context around this is that we're kind of going through the sales funnel. We've covered ads and now we're in landing pages, and probably we're also going to have a look at sales pages. And yeah, we also did look at emails already, if I remember correctly. So that's what we're doing here. Yeah, but should we say in a few sentences what is a landing page, and why do businesses need it, vegan businesses as well, and ethical entrepreneurs and all of us?
Yeah, pretty much everyone will
Yeah.
need one at some point, right? Um, so functionally, a landing page, is where your audience goes from, say, an ad. It's if we're thinking in terms of the funnel, right? They
Yeah.
find your ad, let's say on Facebook, and they click to learn more or to sign up, whatever the CTA is, and they're usually directed to a landing page.
Yeah.
So functionally in a funnel, let's say where you have everything set up, ads, landing pages, emails, and a sales page, you're building trust with your audience, right? Um, and so you're going to start with something like a high value free promise, right? So like a checklist or a guide or something that
Yeah.
will add value to their lives, but isn't directly selling your item, your service, your product. That comes later. So the landing page is to deliver that promise that they saw in the ad, what got them to click in the first place and enter your funnel.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely right. And I think, like, what I would like to add, because I was kind of confused at the start of my like marketing journey, that like is the landing page like on the website of the homepage, but it's not. Like, it's usually like a separate page built with a tool. Like, I'm gonna be sharing one example later on where the traffic actually lands on the website, and I don't think it's the best option, but you do see that one too. But whereas on your homepage, you usually have many like CTAs, many things the person can do. But yeah, on the landing page, like you said, there's just like one goal, and it is like to get the email address and deliver the value promise, or high value promise. Um,
You absolutely can, though. I do want to take a minute because the example that
yeah,
I'm sharing for
yeah,
later
yeah, yeah.
on in the video here is going direct to a product page, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we can repurpose it to sell your product directly. It in many ways depends on who you're targeting. So if people are already warm to your product or they are already problem aware and they're looking for that solution, like they might already be
yeah,
warmed up to the idea of an immediate purchase. And so you can build a landing page that sells your product directly. And it also depends on the niche.
yeah,
My product that I'm sharing today is a beauty product. And so it's, a relatively low price product. We're not talking about a mastermind for $10,000
yeah.
or something, right? So it's things to keep in mind, audience awareness, the
Mm.
price, how much you have to justify the value, what does your funnel need to look like for your specific niche product and audience?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Thanks for clarifying that. Um, cool. Okay, so then I guess we can move on to the actual examples. And I'm going to be sharing my screen in a sec. But what I wanted to cover the Vegan Women Summit. Is a brand that we've been talking about already before. Okay, so I wanted to show you the Vegan Women Summit their landing page. So I went on to the Facebook or the Meta ad library. We mentioned it in one of the episodes, but it's worth mentioning again that it's a very cool way to see what others are doing and kind of get ideas for copy and many things. But so the Vegan Women's Summit has this like one ad here, which is basically like they're getting people to click and they end up on their, it's just, well, we're here to keep you connected and informed. Don't miss out on curated content, like about things about their newsletter. And when you click on that, you end up on this page. I hope I explained that clearly now. And so I wanted to give some feedback and some like good feedback and some like ideas for improvement for this page. So I'll just quickly show what you can see here. So there's join us, and then a little bit more in detail, join thousands of founders, investors, and industry leaders around the world and get access to exclusive content and announcements. Our newsletter is here to keep you connected and informed. Sign up and be the first to learn about industry events, exclusive events, funding opportunities, and more. And then they're asking for your email address and also a phone number. And then you can choose what kinds of emails you would like to get from them. So, like, first of all, they are sending traffic to their newsletter and collecting leads, so that's great that you have this piece in place. But I do think that here's like room for improvement quite a bit. And one of the things that I especially wanted to point out, or like if I was doing like an official copy critique for this brand, for example, I would say that this like what would be like, it's not very enticing. I'm like, if I'm following them and I'm interested in this niche, and I mean I'm on their email list, like I would join, but like how to get those people like on the fence interested. And there's actually not this there's not the lead magnet, so to say, here. There's like nothing really like to push me over the edge in a good way to sign up. So I went on to their website and I saw that they actually are offering. So there's the Vegan Women's Summit coming up in Hollywood in May, and they are offering. I think I saw it somewhere here on their website, anyways, that they're offering a 10% discount at the moment for the ticket. So I think it would be great since this ad is live, like they are sending people to their newsletter like page on their website. So I think it would be great if they kind of reiterated it here, or like put it in the headline that secure your 10% discount, or maybe they could offer even more for people who like directly join their newsletter, or secure your discount code. And in general, the newsletter, the headline here could be much more powerful, because it just says join us. It's not like super enticing for me. Like then they go into the benefits a little bit, get access to exclusive content and announcements, and that's great. But I think here too they could be a little bit specific. So for example, if I were to write this landing page, I would use the upcoming event, like I mentioned in the headline, maybe like, yeah, secure your promo code now or discount now. Maybe they could even use some sort of like another like sub headline, exclusive discount until a certain time, or then this like a timer showing until when the discount is available, to really encourage people to join, since we tend to procrastinate. And it could just be it could just be the headline, and maybe like the timer or another like sub headline, and then CTA, or like put your email address there and CTA. But if I wanted to make it a little bit more comprehensive, one thing you can also add to a landing page is this kind of credibility banner, which they actually use on their website. Here, as seen on, they have, because they're a big brand and like gathering speed, and at least in certain circles, so they could totally use this credibility banner on the newsletter page as well. And also one option could be social proof, or like testimonials from the event, like if we're using the example that they're using the event to get, and the discount to get people to their newsletter, because I'm sure they have a lot of great testimonials, or they could highlight some of the speakers here, and also so the founder or the main person of the Vegan Women's Summit, like Janice Stojkovic, like you could feature her bio here as well, to build like authority and credibility. So there's a lot of things that I think they could easily add here, to make the landing page or signing up for the newsletter and securing the like promo more like enticing. And even if they didn't use the like discount, even if it was just this, I think you could still make this more like powerful with if you worked on the headline and put some like benefits and the founder, yeah. So those are kind of the things that came to my mind about this. So again, the page is here like all the time, and I assume it works because they've had it going on for I think 3 years now, if I understood it right, from the ad library. But I would just love to see a bit more like potent copy here, and see if that would like bring even more people to like sign up and attend the conference and everything. What I do like is that they give you the different options of what kinds of emails you like to get from us, for example, because their newsletter, it's like quite heavy in or content heavy in a way. There's like many things often in the same newsletter, and I personally, if I get these like every week, I tend to get a bit tired. So I like that they have the option of like a monthly newsletter or just event announcements. So this is very cool. And yeah. And like maybe one more final thing, like if a great landing page is only supposed to have the one CTA, one call to action, so that there's not a chance that people get lost somewhere else. So maybe it's not like the best thing to have this become a sponsor button here and things like that. But that's really like getting maybe into too much detail now, but just an idea that it is better to help like keep people focused, because you have an idea what they want to do, and then it's like good to guide them along that path. So that's everything I had here about this landing page. Do you think that makes sense, or do you have any feedback or anything you're noticing, Brieanah, or
Yeah. I think all your critique is valid. Would you mind going back to the ad real quick?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
Uh,
very short.
to keep you connected and informed, don't miss out. Early bird tickets, invitations, and other opportunities. Yeah, rereading the copy, I totally agree with your approach here of featuring the event, and refreshing it every time there's a new event, because I know they do more than just the summit.
Mm.
For those that don't know, Vegan Women's Summit is a annual summit between Hollywood and New York so far. And I know that they do other events like because Jenny's really into entrepreneurship and venture capitalism.
Yeah,
So they have funding events too that people
yeah,
can apply. Um, and as Vegan Women's Summit grows, who knows? They might continue to have more and more events. And especially if you go back to the landing page real quick, since that was one of the options, there was like
yeah,
uh the founders newsletter, right? So you're
mm,
speaking to multiple audiences here, perhaps, like maybe not
yeah,
everyone goes to the Vegan Women's Summit. So I think refreshing your ads, like when the Vegan Women's Summit is coming up, broadcasting that 10% discount, give the copy on this page a refresh so that that is the priority. And
yeah,
then as the event comes up, refresh it. Um, I totally agree with you. I think that's a great approach for them since they are an event-based company,
yeah,
to keep this up to date and always pushing signups for that next event.
yeah. And they do
Um,
have other, sorry, like they do have other ads in the ad library, which like link to the homepage to buy the ticket, and then of course you end up on their like in their newsletter after that too. But I think the more kind of avenues you have to what to people getting people on your list, the better.
oh, I didn't know that. Could you show some of those?
Ah, you mean the ads?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here are the fresh
Oh,
ones.
awesome. I thought you said they were only running one ad.
Ah, no, no, no. This is just like one ad to their like to their like newsletter page on their homepage. So I wanted to like cover that because it's running as well in the background. Like they do have um these ads, like for example, like yeah, Jenny's video here, like explaining why she created the Vegan Women Summit.
Yeah,
Um,
that makes total sense to me. And I think it benefits an organization to run different copy, different
mm,
intent. So a general newsletter ad makes sense now that I see that they're running other
mm,
ads.
okay, yeah,
But if you go back down to that copy, um,
mm,
sorry for those that can hear a squeaky toy, that's my puppy weighing in
yeah,
on this. I think that this could be stronger. Like it can
yeah,
really speak to the community that they've built. Like this is, hold on. Okay, let me try that again. Um, I think this could be stronger.
yeah,
I this is pretty general copy. It is a general newsletter and you get to refine it on the landing page, but you can really, run a newsletter ad for each of those three categories. Because they had the founders newsletter. What are the pain points? What are the interests of the founders that would sign up for your newsletter? What are the interests
yeah,
of these that would sign up for your newsletter? And have a separate little mini funnel for each of them?
yeah, yeah, exactly. Because this, yeah, like exactly, and I mean, often, well, yeah, I mean, there are like different ways that people, end up in your funnel, and I think it's really makes sense to like have them more focused. Like you said, this is very general, and that's why I picked it because it seems to be the only one that's kind of like ongoing here.
Sure, yeah. And I
Yeah,
know this is about landing pages, but I do want to note, and I'm sure VWS is aware of this given the awesome team that they have over there, but um, Meta treats things as stale and will stop promoting them as well. So
Mm.
thinking of graphics and images and copy variations. Just because this has been running for 3 years doesn't mean that they haven't refreshed it in that time, because you can keep an ad running and refresh the content. So things to think about on the back end if you are going to leave an evergreen ad to a landing page like they have done here, think about multiple variations. So like we're suggesting, um, right now, if you're trying to drive signups to the Vegan Women's Summit, swap in some copy in a graphic that has that 10%, right?
Yeah.
So even people that are being targeted for your newsletter are aware of that, one, but then two, you're telling Meta, hey, this is new, this is relevant, we didn't let it go stale. So in contrast, and I'm so glad that you chose an event company, Johanna, so that we could show a little bit different sides of the spectrum in the for-profit side of things, like we did with nonprofits. So here I chose a physical product. This is Vegamore. For those that don't know, it's primarily like a hair growth supplement company. So they do shampoos and oils and like a vitamin and things like that for hair growth. Um, so I wanted to focus on two different variations of a funnel. You can see they have a ton of ads running that mostly go to their sales page for the product that they are targeting with those ads. The first one that I wanted to bring up was this one here. It's Courtney Kerr with Vegamore. I hope I'm saying that right. So what's interesting about this one is it's a partnership ad. So if you are a product-based business, you're probably working with influencers to some degree. So this is an example of what that looks like that I think they did really well. So here they can use the code Courtney to get their 20% off, and that will land, come on, internet, there we go. That will land here. So it's direct for her audience, picture of her. They know they're in the right place. It's very clear, her top picks. Great headline. Courtney's scalp and strands are stressed from extensions, probably something that she covered in the video that we're not going to play here. But now she uses our serum and she gets this benefit. It immediately is reinforcing that story that they saw from someone that they trust, right? And then it'll go right into the products. So a very, very simple landing page. If anything, I might put more of the benefits as a separate section. Like this is all still very about her. And at this point, they're on your website. They're learning about your company. So a little bit about your why or behind the motivation of the company, like what are the ingredients? How is it tested? How do I know it'll work for me? So like some social proof beyond Courtney might be something that would really secure that sale. Where here it just goes straight into the products. And while they do have like this little check mark section, 100% vegan, color safe, those sorts of things that are things her audience likely cares about. I think you could have another like social proof banner, as you mentioned, Johanna, to really build authority for the brand itself at this point, because you've got this awesome header that speaks to their audience. They know they landed in the right place. They're trusting you. But as they scroll, you can start to let them learn more about you. But I'll pause there and see if you have any thoughts about this setup before I go to the next one.
I was just curious about actually like the ad leading to that. Was it like a video where she was actually like talking, or I'm wondering, yeah, if there's like her story kind of.
Well, I'm like not the biggest procrastinator. Like I'm kind of one of those people that's like, if you can get.
So I don't want to play the
Yeah,
whole thing because it's
yeah,
5 minutes
yeah,
long, but it is her, yeah,
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about her
yeah.
story.
Yeah. Apart from that, like nothing special. I just like, yeah, always love to see the story and being used. So it's great that it's there.
Yeah, yeah. And so maybe they could bring in more of that here. Like,
Yeah, I was wondering if it would be beneficial. I think like for somebody like me, yeah, because I'm kind of critical. But could be that it's also enough in the ad if people do like check it out what she has to say. But
yeah, but I mean, it is 5 minutes long, right? So maybe someone
yeah,
with the
maybe
average,
like a quote or something at least. Yeah.
right? When the average watch time is, less than 30 seconds, these are things that you have to consider.
Yeah.
Who's actually watching a 5-minute ad? Very few people.
Yeah.
Completely honest, and I'd love to see the metrics on that. Because if
Yeah.
they do have people watching a 5-minute ad, I want to know what they're doing. But that's where you can bring in more than just this subheader here, summarizing her story. Maybe they didn't watch the whole thing and they didn't even know which
Yeah.
product she
Yeah.
started with or what her journey was. Like, there's a lot
Yeah.
of room for confusion and bounce from this
Yeah.
page, in my opinion.
Like, yeah, exactly. I think like kind of, yeah, map the journey somehow, even like more clearly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So the next one uses a very similar uh header here, or piece of copy here, excuse me. Um, it just doesn't have Courtney, and the discount code isn't Courtney. It's straight from Vegamore, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so another video, another testimonial type thing. But what I liked was, even though it goes straight to the product page, which we mentioned isn't typically what a landing page is used for, but depending on who this is targeting, it could be targeting a warmer audience, right? And so they could probably get away with this, especially with how they've set it up. Immediately you see some things that you usually see on a product page, right? Like that review, how many people have reviewed it, the very high level information, and a add to bag. What I like that they went above and beyond that I haven't seen on a lot of product pages is that they start to implement those sections of a landing page that are really critical. See it to believe it. Real world women's results. So I'm already seeing testimonials right here. You can scroll through all of these, right? This is just reinforcing what I heard in the ad and what that other landing page lacked a little bit. 95% said they saw tongue twister, said they saw less shedding and fallout. All these statistics building authority for this product.
Yeah.
What else do you need to know? How the product works. There's even a video about how the product works. Then we go into the key ingredients. So we've got those left brain things for those like high detail people that need to know, what am I putting on my scalp? Like, what is this? Every ingredient is here, and you can even see all the ingredients. Then we get into juicy bennies. There's no hormones. It's cruelty-free. It's vegan. That's just reinforcing all of my values. I'm feeling better and better as I scroll down this landing page, right? Even a little FAQ before we get into the testimonials, which you can even filter. That's what all
Wow.
these,
Yeah.
like age range and the type of hair you have. So you can see exactly what speaks to you and your specific pain points. So if we compare the two, I think that they could have beefed up Courtney's landing page here with some of this extra authority, right? Because
Absolutely.
especially if you're partnering with these influencers, you're likely just sending them your product and saying, hey, will you do a video about this? We'll pay you, whatever the arrangement is, but they're usually not a customer in the first place. Like, you're usually establishing the relationship. So this is usually the first time that their audience is hearing about you. So the more that you can build that trust and authority, the more likely you are to get that add to bag, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, I would totally agree. Like this page is so much more like it's like really like sucking me in. Like I would like all the details. It like a lot of kind of even like sales pagey um
Yeah.
like pieces. Yeah. Yeah, very,
Yeah,
very
exactly.
thorough. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. And some people might like, wow, this is a lot of detail. That would overwhelm me. That's a little bit much for a landing page. It feels more like a sales page, and sure it does. But the great thing about how they set this up is this is what you see right here when
Yeah.
you land here. You
Yeah.
don't have to scroll.
Yeah.
If you were sold by the video of this woman talking about her experience, you can purchase immediately. So
Yeah,
if
this is
all of this,
good.
the way I set it up to like keep learning, are for those people that need a little bit more trust, that need to learn a
Yeah.
little bit more about, right? So it never hurts to add that little bit extra.
Yeah.
And what I like about their web setup too is that this scrolls on the left while keeping add to bag in my window, so that that CTA is always present for me. So if I get to how to use it and I'm like, oh, that's so simple, and I'll get the results I want, boom, add to bag. So whenever I get to that point as a high fact finder scrolling through this that I feel I'm ready, add to bag
Yeah.
is there for me.
Yeah. Yeah, this is actually brilliant. That's
I'm a customer. So they got me. They got me. I have to put that out there. But I just really admire the way that they set this up and the care that they took
yeah.
to
Yeah.
highlight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a great example, and exactly this, that you wanna, like, you might have a way how you know make decisions, like maybe you're like very fast, but then there are people, like for example me, like I really want to like read all the details more, like most of the time, unless it's really somebody, like who I've bought everything from already. But
Yeah.
it's amazing, like amazing if you can serve both at the same time, or like you never know, unless you do a lot of market research, like how your people make decisions, or how fast, how much information they need. So
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. And I think too that what you just said comes down to the type of ads you're running too. Like, yes,
mm,
again, we're talking about landing pages here, but we're going from ads to landing pages. And you'll see that most of the ads they're running are in some way a video testimonial, or a testimonial with a person's picture holding the product, right? So there's a lot of showing happening
yeah,
with their brand. So to what you just said, their market research probably showed a lot, that the more they showed instead of told people, the higher the conversion, right? So again, that just comes down to testing. So you'll know what to prioritize in your ad set. You'll know what to prioritize here, because immediately the first thing under the product, the first thing you see, showing versus telling.
mm,
Very little, like minimal headline, minimal caption, showing versus telling. So it's quite obvious from their ads to their landing page here that they've done some market research, they've seen some results and data that have shown them showing versus telling works best for their target audience. So really cool example in my opinion. But
yeah.
anything else you want to share? Or are you good?
I'm good. I think that was everything. But yeah, thank you so much for choosing this one. It was super interesting, and this is not, yeah, it's not something I'm very experienced in, but it's, yeah, fascinating to see like how brands like this work their magic in ads and landing pages.
Yeah. I think too, it's that was an interesting example that I wanted to bring here, because a lot of people hear like e-commerce and they think of like fast fashion, where it's just like
Mm,
pick your size and it goes to the bag. You know, there's very little
yeah,
nurturing and explaining your why and explaining all of the behind, everything that goes
yeah,
behind the, right? And so this shows that you can still be in e-commerce, you can still have a physical product, and lead with empathy, lead with your
yeah,
story, with your passion and your value set. Like, it
yeah,
doesn't just be a click to buy, spammy
yeah.
discount type funnel.
Yeah, it shines through that they actually care. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
I like, for me in anyways, because like if it's, yeah, somehow that they put the effort to like put in all these bits and pieces, and what people think, and it just shows that you care. Yeah, that was an interesting example. Thank you. Yeah, so I think that wraps our like landing pages for the time
Exciting.
being. Um, so Before we go, I believe next month we might have something special again. We might have an interview, like we're still talking about the details, but hopefully we can show up next month with a special guest. And, and anyways, we have a lot of good stuff in store for you for the upcoming months. And yeah, I just want to say thank you for being here with us, for listening, and hopefully it was useful. If not, let us know, or if you have any questions.
And if you have a landing page or an add to landing page funnel you want us to critique, we're happy to do that. It doesn't have to be live. We want to make sure that your questions are answered and that this series is actually supportive to the movement and the community that we love so much.
Yeah.
So please reach out if you have a piece of copy or question. We'd be happy to help. We'll see you in March, guys. Bye.
See you in March. Bye.